A Blair Mill town meeting, it's just where the whole school just gathers together and we talk about some upcoming events and what's going on in our school.
Welcome to our October town meeting. Thank you for quieting down. It's absolutely amazing that as an audience, I didn't even have to clap that time and you were able to quiet down very quickly. Thank you so much for being a fantastic audience. As you can see, we have some very special guests up here today, our fifth graders. We also have some other very special guests, also fifth graders, our town meeting host, and they'll walk us through what today looks like. But before we begin, just a quick reminder, if you could raise your hand, what does it mean to be a good audience member? So I know you're probably anticipating school rules. We'll get to that in a second. What does it mean to be a good audience member?
Be quiet when people are talking.
Excellent. If you didn't hear, be quiet when people are talking. That's a wonderful one. It's kind of like be respectful, one of our school rules. It's another thing a good audience member does.
They listen to the people who are talking.
Nice and close to that microphone. Nice. Be listening to other people when they are talking. Daniel, real quick, you can yell it. Great. Looking at the audience. You know, we talk about communication or the words that we use, but so much of what we communicate is through our bodies, right? We can have a happy face or a sad face. Our bodies can be focused, like Daniel was talking about, or unfocused, right? So a good audience member is trying to look focused and look at the audience when they're speaking. And I guess we can go for one more. Anthony, you got one? You want to talk on the mic? Go ahead.
Be safe and listen to the audience.
All right, great. Be safe. Listen to anybody from the audience or the presenters. Fantastic. So that's what it means to be a good audience. So what do our bodies look like? Those of you who like to do crisscross applesauce, I know I'm moving all around, so you in the front are trying to look at me at the same time. But our bodies are facing forward. We're looking at our hosts as well as anybody else who's up here presenting. Okay? I love town meetings. It's an absolutely awesome opportunity for us to get together as a school and just be together. We do this like 8, 9 times throughout the school year. This is one of those great chances. So, without further ado, can we do a polite welcome through clapping to our host of the town meeting?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Blair Mill Elementary School, and welcome to our October school-wide town meeting. I am Antonio.
And I am Maddie. We are your town meeting hosts for today. Let's begin today by first reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Blair Mill Pledge. You may stand.
Great job standing up quietly. It's called a transition. Great job doing that quietly. So remember, for the Pledge of Allegiance, we put our right hand over our heart. We face the flag, which is to the right. And we begin together, and we're going to stop, too, in between the Pledge of Allegiance and the Blair Mill Pledge. And we'll start again. So can I have everybody's attention up here, boys and girls in the back? Thank you so much. So I'll start us off. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag Fantastic. Now, this is the one where we're going to really work on staying together during the Blair Mill Pledge. So right hand up. I'll start us off. The words are kind of on the screen. I know there's some shadows, but try to stick together. Okay? I pledge today to That was amazing. You could sit down.
Each month, we gather to celebrate all of the work we have done as a community.
The town meetings are a chance for us to celebrate each other as well as see presentations from other students around the school.
At this point, we should like to turn it over to Dr. Thomas to review our school rules.
I think we probably know these by heart by now. I see some hands already going up because you know what I'm going to ask what they are, which is great. So let's just go over real quick. What are those 4 school rules which we all agreed on that we need to be successful? Hint, they're behind me in bold, the bigger ones, if you're not sure. What's one of them, Emily?
Be safe.
Excellent. Be safe. What's another one, Vinny?
Be responsible.
Be responsible. Another one?
Be respectful.
Be respectful. And then one more, and this is everywhere. We mostly see it in the classroom, but our other one?
Be kind.
Be kind falls under be respectful. Excellent. And?
Be ready to learn.
Excellent. Be ready to learn. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I just want to kind of tell you about an observation that I made today. For those of you who are having outdoor lunch, it seems like you're really enjoying it. Those of you who haven't, we'll try to get there. But today, some of the classes had indoor recess. So we had indoor lunch and indoor recess. Do you remember I talked to you in the cafeteria about how there's a difference between the recess yard and the cafeteria? Does everybody remember those conversations? Well, the same is true in the classrooms. It's going to start to get cold soon. So we're going to try to go out as much as we can, but at some point, it's probably going to be too cold to go out. It is really important that we are following these 4 school rules when we are inside for indoor recess or lunch in the cafeteria. And one of those most important ones is be safe. Can everybody say that together? Be safe. Thank you. You are a phenomenal audience. I'm going to turn it back over to these guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Each month, each grade level in our school presents something important to their work. This year, our 5th grade has made a special effort to focus on how they respect each other. Today, we will read from the book, All Are Welcome Here. When prompted, please read the sign.
So I'll just explain that real quick. Thank you for being such a great audience while we figured that out. They're going to read from a book called All Are Welcome Here. And when they hold up a sign, feel free to read out loud along with them. Okay?
fifth grade. Does anyone know what important event is happening tomorrow? If you said Fun Run for Education, you are correct. The Fun Run for Education is a fundraiser sponsored by a group of parents at our school called the HSA. Dr. Thomas will share more about this event.
Thank you. So how many of you have heard about some of the donations that have been going on around school, or have gone home through the internet, through the computer, and maybe your families, aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, maybe donating some money? So what's happening is the HSA, which stands for the Home and School Association, that's a bunch of parents who are working together to help raise money for our school, to buy things like recess equipment, to help us have special presentations in here, to help us go on field trips. So they've been raising all of this money through your help online so that we can make our school that much better of a place. And what we thought was the way to celebrate all of your hard work and their hard work is to have something called the Fun Run. So through the support of those families, as well as Mrs. Balkin and Mrs. Pace as well, tomorrow we're going to have a special schedule, and starting at about 1:20, we're all going to go outside as an entire school together again, and we're going to start by working with a person from a local gymnasium who's going to help us with some stretching and some energizers and just some fun activities. And then we're going to have a big obstacle course outside where every single person in the school, including teachers if you're so willing, will be allowed to go through this entire obstacle course. Your teachers will tell you more about this, but that's our plan for tomorrow. And why is that? Well, because we come to school for things like learning in math, science, reading, social studies, but it's also important that we come to school to learn how to exercise and be healthy. So being healthy is about what we eat, but it's also about being physical. And that's what we're going to try to do tomorrow. So if you still want to raise some money for the Fun Run, you can still do that. The window is still open. It's actually going to be open for another week, even though our big celebration will be tomorrow. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me or ask your teachers or Mrs. Pace or Mrs. Balkin or anybody else, any of the parents and families that are involved. It's really exciting. So remember, dress tomorrow. You can check the weather. It's supposed to be a pretty nice day, but dress comfortably so that you can run through an obstacle course. I have a bet that I'll probably be the fastest one in the school. That's what I thought. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at the Fun Run.
Thanks so much, Dr. Thomas. I know I'm excited for the obstacle course tomorrow.
We also have 2 other family nights coming up next week. On Thursday of next week, we will have our annual family STEM night. All of the activities in the evening will be focused on topics just like the ones in our STEM classes.
We will also have our Halloween bash next Friday night from 6:30 to 8:30. The cost is $5 a family. Your family does have to go with you.
Another important event we like to celebrate at Blair Mill is our Citizens of the Month. These students are selected by the teachers because they show our cares, qualities, and follow our school rules.
In case you forgot, CARES refers to C for cooperation, A for acceptance, R for responsibility, E for empathy, and S for self-control.
Before we announce the names, let's practice the silent clap.
From Mrs. Kamali's class, Jacob. From Mrs. McKenna's class, Nina. From Miss Williamson's class, Connor. From Miss Curtis's class, Emma. From Miss DeSimone's class, Colton. From Miss Rodabaw's class, Emily. From Miss Balkin's class, Sophia. From Mrs. Durick's class, Allison. From Miss Pace's class, Abigail. From Mr. Brandt's class, Annalise. From Miss Kazet's class, Roman. From Miss Heiserman's class, Olivia. From Mrs. Contonio's class, Savannah. From Mrs. Miranda's class, Edvin. From Miss Lenahan's class, Rayleigh. From Mr. Whiteside's class, Charles. From Miss Becker's class, Chase. From Miss Kiss's class, Joseph. And from Mr. Milburn's class, Braden.
Okay, we have a little bit of a confusion here, but let's give them all a round of applause real quick.
Congratulations to all our students. You should feel wonderful about this special honor. This concludes our October town meeting. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Finally, remember to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.
Can we have a round of applause for our hosts, for our 5th grade team, and our Citizens of the Month, all of our teachers who are helping with the fun run, Family STEM Night, the Halloween Bash, all of it, and most importantly, a round of applause for yourselves for being good human beings. That is the end of our town meeting.